Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode. Are the Avengers going back in time for Infinity War? Someone alert the Legends of Tomorrow because pretty soon they may not be the only time-traveling super team in town, and the competition already has a little bit of a fan base. That is right. It looks like the Avengers could be taking a ride on the time stream, at least that is what people are assuming after reading this casting blast for the Avengers flicks filming right now. The announcement puts a call out for women in their 20s to their 50s who could play engineers and secretaries in a scene taking place in the 1960s. Anyways, while we're very excited for the MCU to go full Mad Men, it does leave us wondering what exactly will be happening in the 60s set scene. Could they be traveling back in time because Tony Stark has lost his mojo?
I've lost my mojo!
Nah, if that was the reason, they would have done it after Iron Man 2. So what other reason could there be? Well, there are a few theories floating around out there, and given that we're gearing up for the Infinity War, no surprise that most of them are Infinity Stones related. Now, the first theory is that the team, or a few members from it at the very least, will be traveling back in time due to some Infinity Stones-fueled shenanigans. Now, we haven't really seen time travel in the MCU before, but the rules of reality within the franchise have definitely been getting shakier and shakier since it began. Time travel would have seemed out of place in the first Iron Man, but after the giant head trip that was Doctor Strange, it really seems like anything is possible. However, since the casting blast came pretty much last minute, the shoot date is in less than a month and the scene is said to be pretty brief, this doesn't really seem like the case. After all, you have to assume that there would be more prep and screen time involved if it actually featured any of the core adventurers. Another theory is that this scene will be featuring a beloved super team, just not the one that you expect. Instead, this will secretly be the Fantastic Four's introduction into the MCU. Now, we talked about this last week, so you already know that while the Fantastic Four leaving Fox to be with the rest of their Marvel family may be unlikely, it's not altogether impossible. And this scene would make sense for them. The Richards family is very closely tied to the 60s space race, plus for as long as there has been talk about a Fantastic Four movie, there's been speculation that it would be a period piece. Phase 4 is already exploring different eras of the MCU, with Captain Marvel taking us back to the 90s, so maybe it's a trend that they'll keep up with the Fantastic Four. But still, this is probably just wishful thinking on the part of us and Stan Lee. In reality, the most logical answer is probably the right one. This scene will be a flashback, most likely to Howard Stark's early days as one of the founders of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, we know that the Elder Stark had the Tesseract in his possession and was doing tests on it, so we wouldn't be surprised to learn that those experiments were what first alerted Thanos to the presence of Earth and were what truly set off the events of the Infinity War so many decades ago. Tony's grappling with the legacy of his father has always been one of the huge emotional arcs throughout the entire MCU, so it would make sense to connect him to the Infinity War in this way. But what do you folks think? Is there another reason for the Avengers to go back to the 60s? Could this be a teaser for the Fantastic Four? And if you live in the Atlanta area, will you be trying out for the film? Let's discuss! And special thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring today's Nerdist News. Squarespace makes it easy to make your next move with 16 new award-winning designer templates and 24/7 customer support. Your eye-catching professional website will be fully functional on their all-in-one platform. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and go to squarespace.com/nerdistnews to get 10% off your first purchase.